Welcome back. On today's video, I'm going to do a quick review of Adobe Premiere Rush. This is the free version or the lightweight version of Adobe Premiere Pro. It's called Adobe Premiere Rush. So let's jump right in. Now I should probably say this is not going to be a thorough review, but this is going to be a quick one of some of the features that I use fairly consistently on one of my other channels when I'm editing videos. And so this is Adobe Premiere Rush. When you open it up first, this is the start screen if you have never used it before. And jumping in, the first thing you'll want to do is click right here that says Create New Project. When you do that, it'll bring up something here that'll allow you to put in the project name. You'll have all of the options here of where to select your information from. So we're going to just come in here and type test 1. And then we'll need to select our videos. So you can go to anywhere on your PC that you have videos. And for the sake of this video, let's just jump into the Ask Dad videos in that folder. And you'll see I've got a lot of different things from a lot of different videos that we've put up. And so what I'm going to do here is just select a couple of different videos. And what that will do is drop them into my timeline. So what you'll see is when you're first clicking on these videos, unlike some other programs that you may have where you can select a whole bunch of videos and just drop them in, this numbers them automatically for the order that you want those videos to populate your timeline. That's an important distinction from, I believe, even Adobe Premiere Pro when I've used it in the past. So you select the videos, it'll tell you the number that they will be dropped into your timeline in. This is number 1, this is number 2, and this is number 3. And then you click Create. If you want to add other videos, you can do that, and you can always add them later. It's a little bit more complicated. And then you click Create, it'll give you this Prepare Media, and it'll give you these pop-ups throughout the program as you're working on it at different times that say you can export in HD, but you've got to upgrade, which means you're going to have to pay more to Adobe. For what this program does, is pretty darn good. Now you'll start getting these tool tips that pop up as you're working on the software, and this one in particular is showing you these items over here on the right-hand side that are different things that you can do. And this particular one highlighted is effects. I'll go through those in just a second. The first thing that you can see is your timeline is down here in the bottom. All of the videos have been dropped in order that you selected them. And you can go through and you can manipulate, edit, and do other things as you need. So let's go ahead and show you how that kind of works. The first thing that you can do is you've got this little bar here down at the bottom that shows you where you are in the video. And the first thing that I would do is just start looking here, and every time I'm editing a movie, I'll just go ahead and watch it all the way through, and I'll make little cuts and edits the first time through. So if you hit play, you can see that it's going to play the video. Now if you don't like the first couple of seconds, or if you want to manipulate it, you'll see this tooltip popped up. You can hit over here on the cut screen, and let me show you how that works. So I'm going to go into the video a little bit, and let's say you didn't like this first section, you can cut it. And what that does is create a separation right there. Now you can use this a couple of different ways. The first one is you can go ahead and trim the video, and you'll see over on this side you've got some different pieces, but let's not go into that just yet. So I can hit delete, and that'll get rid of it automatically. If I didn't want to delete it, I can just do Control Z on my keyboard, which acts as an undo. You can probably come up here, yep, you can undo right there if you would like. Now another thing that you can do with it though is come over here to the text effects, and this is the transitions. So let's go ahead and walk through these. You've got graphics effects, and you can add graphics, we'll get to that. You can do your transitions, and in this particular one, let's say that for some reason I want to do a transition inside the video, I can do a dissolve. So now when I play through that cut, instead of just jumping, it'll actually have a little bit of a transition that goes from one scene to another. That can be kind of a cool special effect. And you can change the duration of that special effect also. So maybe you want it to go for longer than it did before. We can take that up to a full second. Actually, you can take it all the way up to 3 seconds for a transition, but let's just take it to a second so we can see how that looks. And it's entirely possible that because I've made that transition, it's not going to be that big of a difference because it's dissolving from one screen to another. So instead of doing that, let's go to a slide up transition. And I'll move this closer to the end. So then you get a actual transition screen even if you're doing the same video. And that could be kind of a cool effect depending on how you're doing your video or what you're looking for. Now of course if you're going from one clip to another, say in this section right here, then it makes sense to have a different type of a transition. So, and that's where the fade, the wipe, any of those may be more important. So let's go ahead and show you what that would look like. So you can see it's kind of a cool way that you can go from one scene to a next, or even enter video transitions if you want to create a special effect to drive home a point or to make a specific piece more visible to your viewers. That's something that's kind of cool, and that's no different than any other program would have, but it's something that you're able to do. Something else keeping over here on this screen, what you can do also is you can duplicate the particular section that you're on. And why would anyone want to do that? Well, there may be varying things that you're trying to do. You may be trying to emphasize different pieces, and there's special effects you can draw from that also. So the duplicate feature can be kind of cool. You can also grab your clips and reorder them. You can move them up and down. You can do a whole lot of different things within this timeline. You can drop them, and of course you can delete different scenes as needed. Keep in mind, Control Z is your keyboard shortcut for undo. That's something that I use a lot. This right here can just bypass having to hit your delete button. Here's a piece though that can be nice, is you can drop down your audio. So right now your audio, you can see, is right here. It's built within the scene, but if you want to, you can drop that out of the scene using this button down here on the bottom left. And what that allows you to do then is manipulate the audio. So you've got another tab over here that'll let you mess around with different types of audio, and I'll get to that one in a second. So let's continue over here and go through what these tabs are on the right hand side. So you have, first of all, we've seen the graphics, and what this will allow you to do is add different types of graphics into Adobe Premiere Rush or into your timeline. Something to keep in mind is when you're looking at the graphics that are available, you'll see, of course, the image, but you'll see sometimes this little star within these images. And if you want to click up here on more, it'll give you a whole bunch of different things that you can actually add. This star is a premium feature that you may need to pay for when you export your video. You can see it, you can view it when you're using your video, but then when you get to the export screen, you'll have to pay for it. They do have a whole bunch of different screens that do not have the star in them. As you scroll through it, you'll see there's a number of different screens that are available. They intermingle the premium with the non-premium, which is kind of annoying, but since you're not paying for this software in the first place, at least as of the time that I have used it or that I downloaded it, it's not a paid software. It's still a pretty darn cool thing. You also have transition graphics that you can use as you're making your transitions instead of having to use just the basic ones. Let's come in here and see how that works. If I can find one that is free, we'll go ahead and dump this one in right here. And then if we hit play, we'll see how it transitions from one scene to the next. Well, that's pretty darn cool. And of course it disappeared. So if you use your right and left arrow keys, it'll go in a fine feature, or a fine seek, so you'll move from one frame to another if you're using your left and right arrow keys. When your indicator here, this little bar right here, is over the transition, you then get these pieces on it, and you're able to change the shape, the innermost wobble, the middle wobble, the outer wobble. You can change the colors. That's all pretty cool stuff. And then of course, if you want to get rid of it, you can click on it, hit delete, and it goes away. So that's a cool feature there. You've got these overlays, and they've got a whole bunch of different types. You can use them for, like, for example, if you want to add a subscribe button to yours, you can click on that. And then one thing that I have found is you're able to move that around, not by clicking on it, but by clicking on the entire screen, and you can move that to a different section. So now when you get to that point in your video and you hit play, you'll have that subscribe button pop up. It does not actually link to a subscribe, but it does give you an option to at least add that. So that is a very cool feature that you can access, and you can actually access that one of two ways. You can access it by clicking on the text edition over here, or you can actually click on this plus button and select graphics. So the next one down is effects. And this one is, in particular, has transitions, where you can add any of these transitions in between splits. You can also pan and zoom your video. And unfortunately, it's not giving me much of an option there. And then you've got, you see again, you've got the star, which is a premium feature where you can auto reframe. But of course, since this is the free version, we don't have the ability to do that in this one. The next one down is going to be your editing. So you hover over that, it'll tell you can do the color edits. It has a whole bunch of presets, which are pretty cool. And then of course you can also do your manual edits, which is what I usually use a lot more. So for example, let me come in here to the picture. If I don't like the coloring on this, what I may do is take out the shadows, take down the highlights. I can mess with the exposure, contrast to bring some of that back in. We can update the vibrance, which is going to bring more color in without completely saturating it. And then you've always got your saturation, which you can take out some extra color if you don't like as much. You can add a whole bunch of saturation if you'd like. So pretty cool. And then something that you want to do also is keep in mind this little button right here that says apply to all. And this is something, if you have a whole bunch of clips, for example, if I'm out mountain biking and I take a whole bunch of mountain biking clips and I want the images to be consistent across all of the video segments, I will hit that button right there, and then that applies the color corrections that I've made to all of the videos. And of course, you can go in and fine tune them. And then you've got this restore to default button. So very cool, pretty powerful actually when you're doing that. You've got these three dots, which you can create a preset, you can rename, delete, whatever you want to do. The next tab down here is the speed, and you can do a different speed range for your video clips. You can ramp them up, you can move them around. So very cool if you have something that you need to move through quicker. For example, if you do a hiking video and there's a longer segment of hiking that you don't want to cut out, but you want to speed up, you can do that right in here. And the very cool thing is it says maintain audio pitch, so you don't get that high squeaky voice when someone is talking faster via a software enhancement or a software speed enhancement. It'll maintain the audio pitch of the voice. A quick example of that is, let's just keep this video clip selected. If I'm talking here and I want it to speed up to 275%, but maintain the audio pitch, and you see that it shortened that video down significantly. The voice is choppy, but it's not the high-pitched squeaky that you normally get. Let me play that. So you don't sound like a chipmunk as you're going through. So a very cool feature that you're able to do with speed. And then the ramp is, it's not going to go instantly to fast, it will speed up as you're going through that speed enhancement. That's actually a very powerful piece. Audio segments, this is where it could be very cool. So sometimes you'll have audio in a video that it doesn't quite sound right, or it's too soft, it's too loud. This will allow you to enhance the audio. So if I'm playing through this, other skills in that field, so I can actually adjust the volume of that specific clip as I'm playing through it. You can also mute that clip, and you'll see you get a little color change down there that tells you that clip is muted. In the advanced, you have not a whole lot. You can change the voice a little bit, or you can change the type to voice, music, or other. But then if you were to pay for enhancements, you can do auto volume, balance sound, reduce background noise. These are powerful features that can come in handy depending on the type of video that you're doing, that may remove some of the background, the noises in the background that may distract your viewers. And then the channels, this is if you're wanting to turn one or another off. So if you have two different stereo channels, you can turn the left off, you can turn the right off, you can turn them both off, which I don't know why you do, that wouldn't make a lot of sense. And then the last one here is the crop and rotate. And you're able to take your video, move it left and right, move it up and down, change the rotation. So again, special effects that you can manipulate, and then the opacity, you can increase or decrease it. Now, with some of the enhanced softwares that you can actually have different video, you can have two different video clips playing at the same time. Changing the opacity of them can actually be very cool. You can do some different things. In this particular software, I have not used it. Going into the next one, you can maintain the proportions. So if you want to change the size overall of a video and you're using it for special effect purposes, or maybe to draw someone's eye to a specific piece, you can make that change. The height in this particular one is not allowing me to make any changes, but that would be there also. And then in the advanced, you can crop different portions of it. So say you've got a web browser maybe, and you don't want the person to see everything on that web browser. For example, let's go over here to this section, and you don't want a viewer to see a certain portion of it, you could drop down the top of the video. This could be particularly important if you have an account, if you're showing a review of something online that maybe you're logged into an account and you don't want to have the top bar shown where it shows your account information. You can do that there, and of course you can do the bottom, you can do the left side, the right side. Pretty darn cool. And then you can feather the edges, which adds that kind of cool special feather effect right there. So those are all of the pieces you can do over here on the left hand side. Let's see if that'll allow me to bring that back. And it looks like we're stuck with a small video for now. So these are all different pieces that are very cool that will help you manipulate videos and show videos in a manner that is not just your stock video processing piece. Over on this side, you can also see different pieces. It'll show you all your video clips over here. That helps you keep track of what you have going on. If you want to bring in additional videos, you actually can. So for example, I'm going to have this on my other screen, but let's say I want to bring in this video of an ARC 7 review. I can now drag that over in here, and it doesn't look like it's working currently, but it would normally bring that in. Now, something else that you can do in this video is you can come in and actually get rid of the overall. Let me undo that. You can get rid of the video clip. So you can separate the audio and you can delete that, so your audio for that entire segment is gone. Now, the reason you may want to do that is if you're doing a voiceover. Say you didn't like something in the audio and you want to edit that, or you were given a different video from someone else and you want to separate that audio out and do your own audio, or you want to add music instead of having audio. That could be a powerful feature to be able to add your own audio to that segment. Different pieces you could do up here. Oh, here's the final portion that we'll do in this video, just so in the interest of time. You can also export these videos at no cost, and you can only do these up to 1080p, and that's okay. So if you come in and you want to share that video, you click the share button, you type in the name, and we'll just go with test 1 since that's what we were using before, and you can come down here to your advanced settings. Here under advanced, it has a few different types. You have automatic, of course, and notice that star. You have your YouTube 720p and 1080p, and then of course you can do at your Ultra 4K if you would like to pay for that. But usually for most people's purposes, a 1080p is going to be just fine. The resolution is right here. The frame rate is something that you can adjust depending on how fast or how the effect that you're looking to do. The audio channels, you can do mono, stereo, no audio, and your quality, you can do high, medium, low, or your 16 megabits per second. So very cool features. Once you've selected what it is that you want to do, you can go ahead and hit export, and it will save it to wherever the location was. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel the remainder of that because I wanted to come back and show you your settings here is where it will save to. And if you have a special file on your computer that you want it to go to, of course you select that there. It has these other settings here where you can select YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Behance, that it will save it directly to those. Honestly, I have not used those features because I like to preview the video before it goes out to make sure there wasn't some sort of a glitch, as unfortunately I have seen before. But that is an option that you can do to avoid having to upload it separately. It'll just put it directly there. That's great for people that have limited space on their computers also, where you don't want to have all of your original videos saved and the video that you're creating, because you'll see that this one is estimated to be 2.7 gigs of space. And if you have limited space, you don't want to do that. So that is my quick video showing what you can do with Adobe Premiere Rush, or Adobe Premiere RU, as you'll see it in the thumbnail. I hope this type of video is helpful to you. If it is, please give us a like down below. If you'd like to see more videos like this, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you know someone who may benefit from it, consider sharing. Thanks for being here. We'll see you on the next one.